Hi guys, welcome to the Crafty Queens page. This is the Craft Around the Clock group, and we are doing a Dollar Tree day to use up some of our Dollar Tree items. So come on in, say hi, let us know where you're watching from. I'm going to pull up comments down here so that I can see good, and then we'll get started. Let's see. Brushed my hair for this. Okay. It's Friday. Here we are. Here we go. Okay, so this is not our Dollar Tree item. This is a yogurt container. And while people are hopping on real quick, I am going to mix up some stuff, okay? That way it can be sitting and coloring for us while we're doing all that. I'm just going to put a little bit of Mod Podge. Okay, I'm going to put a lot of Mod Podge. There we be. And I am going to put, I think this one's from Walmart. It's just instant coffee. And we're just going to get this started while people are hopping on just so that it can sit and color. I'm going to do 3 scoops just to start like discoloring that. And then we're going to give it a stir. Stir, not shaken. Good morning, Miss Denise. How are you, girl? Again, early bird. Yeah, that's right, Kelsey, girl. I got them all today. I left none for nobody else. Yes, please. So we're going to have that, okay? Okay. So I'm going to set this to the side, and we may or may not use all of it, but at least we have some going here. We'll get a nice, good color. Okay, so let's set that to the side. I'm gonna spray that with water just so that it doesn't start setting up because it is glue. Does this thing spray with water no more? That was the longest spray on earth. Hello, Lisa. Good morning. Tracy's here. I'll show you our Dollar Tree item too. All right, so I just wanted to get that started so that that can be sitting over there, okay? And then that's Mod Podge, instant coffee, and just a spray of water. That lasted 7 minutes. And then here's our thing. Now, I was looking at what I have left, and I actually don't have as many Dollar Tree items as I thought I had left, which is fine. We're using them, right? So I'm gonna go with this, although it's funky. But you could make it, I almost used this, but when I found, I was gonna like cut the arrows off and use this, that would have been cool. It's got a bunch of glitter, but we could have covered that up with felt or whatever, right? And used the back or whatever we needed to do. And I would have needed 4 of those. So just basically taking their piece signs, you know, their signs that are in pieces, and going to create with them. So this is what it totally looks like. It was from Halloween, one of the years. And I wanted you to see it all put together before I start ripping it apart. Good morning, Miss Mary. How are you? Yes, we are early birding it today. And did y'all know, today's the day that my alarm didn't go off. It's on, it's green, it's everything. I don't know why it didn't go off. But my husband was trying to be sweet and was like, just like kissed me and went to leave for work. And I was like, oh my God, it's 7 o'clock. I have a live in 45 minutes. Oh, that went right down the shirt. Hold up. And hello, Michelle. How are you, girl? And I was like, you can't let me sleep in. And so I looked at my alarm. They're all on. They're green. They're just not going off. I'm like, what happened? So I was like, only on a day I have a live. I've been very good about getting up at 6 every day for this summer, except 2, I think. And I think one of those was on the weekend. But I'm trying to stay in a good rhythm. I don't think I'll reuse this, but we'll see. I don't believe I will. Okay. And then what do we got to do here? Okay, these are like shoestrings. So we're just going to put that sucker right through there. And then put this little sucker right through there. Okay, and now we have like a little tin witch hat, and I'm gonna throw that away because I'll lose it. I'll lose it and be thrown away anyways. Good morning, Irma. Good morning, April. How's everybody doing? So we're using this, okay? And I'm actually going to use the back of it just to save us some time because we only have 45 minutes on this segment. And, but you could use the front. And I'll just cover the back with, what's it called later? You know, that one thing. Oh my goodness. What is it called? Felt, y'all, felt. Or you could do craft paper, whatever. Let me use, like, say this. Let's see. Okay, but then if we put them together and then we separate them, then it fits a little better. So that's what I'll do. We're gonna take some paintbrush. Take a paintbrush. Hello, Deborah. How are you, girl? Hello, Lucille. How y'all doing? Are y'all excited for the weekend? I could have swore I just heard music coming from somewhere. All right, we're gonna take some water and a paintbrush here. I have this beautiful print from Digital Deco Designs, y'all. Look at that stinking thing. Do you see all the rustic goodness in here, but then all the pretty gorgeous and the crusty, and it's perfect, right? So, before I do all this, I'm excited because I want to see it done. I need to calm down. And we're going to take our water and our paintbrush and we're going to go along the edge here. And we're going to try to make this look like not a Dollar Tree sign. Good morning, good morning. Is anybody doing anything crazy this weekend? Do you guys have like graduation parties to go to or not really? We have one this weekend. And then Sunday's Father's Day. So that'll be fun. I'm not going to tell you until after what I got my husband because sometimes he be snooping on here. He's a snooper McSnooperson. But I think he'll like it, and then we're going to go to lunch with him. Then my son needs to dog sit for a whole week. Or maybe it's only 5 days. And while his grandpa goes and gets remarried. His wife passed away a few years ago on his dad's side, his grandpa's wife. And he found a sweet lady, and he's getting married. So my son's gonna go dog sit for them while they go out of town and get married. So that's all we got going on. Just chaos over here. And it's gonna rain for like a week straight starting now. Has it started yet? Maybe soon. I'm just taking this water and this brush over it a few times just to really get it nice and wet. That way I can rip it. And I really love all this image, so I'll try to keep as much of it as I can. I say that. Might be a little quicker than doing it piece by piece. And it's just going to give us kind of that tattered looking edge there at the bottom. Good morning, Becca. How are you? How you doing, girl? Okay. Ooh. You're going camping? That's fun. Good morning, good morning, everyone. Was that Cindy? I just read it. I just read her message. Oh, Choose Joy, Crafts and Creations. Good morning, girl. That's fun. Now, do you guys tent camp, though? Or are you, like, what is it called? Camper or RV or cabin? Or what do you do? I married a glamper, y'all. I married a glamper. super, super frustrating at times. But I will say, I don't know how my pawpaw was camping, like tent camping on the floor at like 75. I don't know how he was doing a lot of things on that trip, but whatever. Because I do, as I get older, I do kind of want to be more comfortable, I'm noticing. But it used to really infuriate me because my husband's like, I don't like camping. He's like, I work out in this crap. I want to be in the air conditioning. You guys, my husband and his team, he flips homes, he does additions, he does anything that you do on the inside or the outside of a house, right? And he was on his way to work today, and one of the guys got there first and called him and said, all of our tools were taken. Somebody broke in and took their tools that they left overnight. So a lot of these guys, they're all contractors, right? And so they all have their own tools, and some have insurance and some don't. And a lot of these guys, if they know they're going to be working at the job again tomorrow and they leave kind of late, they just leave their stuff in there, you know what I mean? So that they don't have to lug it all back out to the truck and then come back in the morning and lug it all back in. Well, they might have to start doing that, because he was like, there was one guy where like all of his tools were in there. I was like, oh man. So he has to deal with that today. He has to make a police report and all that. And I really hope and pray that they can get these guys their stuff either found or they can give them. I hope most of them have insurance, so they can get their stuff back or replaced. RV. Ooh. I've always wanted like a camper or an RV. I kind of lean toward camper because I'm scared to drive an RV, and I can just hook a camper up to, like, you know, whatever I'm driving, my SUV, my van, whatever. But man, a king size bed in one does seem kind of nice. Now that's something I think my husband would stay in. Okay. Yeah, I took him tent camping twice. And he was like, I am done. I was like, okay, babe. Gotcha. But the older I get, the more I'm like, yeah, I think I am too. All right. Now, we want, thinking what I'm gonna do, and doesn't have to be perfectly center. Now, hang on a minute here, because I also have this. That looks funky, doesn't it? All right, I might ought to do this. Something like so. Looks evenish. It's girl math. Good morning, Danielle. How you doing, girl? Okay, so let's start there. Start there. I'm gonna take this. Ooh, you know what? I think I left my fan brushes over there, but I'll take this, and I might ought to use this, y'all. Might just ought to use this. Let's see, I don't have a lot. Yeah, and my husband's like, you know, the real problem is that because he goes, I didn't have all of my tools in there, but I had a couple, and he had all his batteries in there to charge all of the tools that he still has in his truck. I'm like, sir. Sir. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens. It's crazy out there. People are desperate, you guys. Especially if drugs get a hold of you. then you're really desperate. We were at the bowling alley a couple weeks ago. We've been at the same bowling alley several years. Saws. Oh. Upsides, but we have insurance. Yeah. That's smart, Samantha. That's really smart. Just to look like Beverly Hillbillies. Thanks so much stuff with 3 kids. Yeah. Yeah, Becca. Yep, been there. Been there, girl. One time, we went camping with my pawpaw, my brother, and my sister. They're like 12 and 13 years younger than me. They're more like, I'm more like an aunt, right? And Caden was like 12, and I was, oh no, he would have been 9, because I was pregnant with Colton, and Alana was 1. So I carried Colton in my belly, and Cody carried Alana on his back, and my pawpaw was like 75, and he was 9, this is 9 years ago, so he's like 71, and he kept trying to sit down, y'all, on these rocks, and now he, like, we've always climbed mountains, camped, everything. He is an outdoors type of guy. He was horseback riding. He built a cabin that I helped him with, and all this stuff. And so he kept leaning on rocks, like big old like boulder rocks, and he would just slide right off and fall down. I'm like, so after that trip, I was like, I don't know if you should be left to your own devices, sir. Okay, I'm gonna pick this up because it is rice paper. It's sturdy. It is pretty sturdy, however. Okay, let's see. That looks goodish. Now, I'm gonna take this sandwich bag here, and I'm just gonna smooth her out. And I can feel like where I had staple marks or whatever. If you want to fill those in with some spackling or something first, you could. I'm just trying to work quickly for today's segment. Okay, then we're gonna take a knife. Yeah, and that trip, oh my gosh, I look at pictures at that trip and I'm like, good Lord. Yeah, exactly, they're outrageous. They're so expensive. Patricia, good morning, girl. I think I'm good. Good morning, Brenda. I'm not good, y'all. I missed everybody. I'm sorry. Sorry. I was yakking away and crafting. Now, what time did I go on here? 7:45? Oh, snap. Okay. All right, let's see. So, yeah, he's got to deal with that today. I was like, well, happy Friday to you. Okay, so now I'm going to go down in there. Okay, and then I'm just going to do the same thing here. I'm going to feel it. And I like the tatterworn look, so if you don't and you want it to be as crisp as possible, maybe dry this first. That might help. This actually didn't do too bad. So I'm liking it, but there we be. Okay, now hang on here. Well, I guess that don't matter. All right, so there's that. Now you could paint this white under first or whatever you need to do. I knew I was going to darken all this up, and this was already discolored, so I was okay with not. All right, now what I think I need to do is take a smaller brush here, and I think, yeah, you're right, Lucille. Somebody, one of my girlfriends messaged me this morning. She said, happy Friday the 13th. I was like, oh, snap. You're right, girl. You right. Okay, let's see. I don't know if any of that is still up. And I'm just going to go around the edges here and make sure I got those edges down good. Okay, and then I need to sand right here. Let me do this one real quick, and then we'll do the middle one because I got to sand some of this stuff off. Time goes too fast, y'all. I had lunch with a girlfriend yesterday. She was like, her person that she raised is graduating. It's her niece, I believe. And Kaden graduated. This little kid I used to see all the time is graduating. Good morning, Eva. How are you, girl? Okay, and now let's see. Oh, okay. I only have one side. I'll go. Whoa, hello. Got excited. I'm gonna put these over here for a minute. I'm gonna go around this as gently as I can and just get close here, and then I can always take sandpaper to get the rest off if I need to. I'm just gonna pull it straight down. I'm trying not to lift it up. I don't want to pull my Mod Podge and my paper back up. And I'm gonna use a nail file. Okay, and just where I have like that little bit of something, just gonna go ahead and file that off. It's fuzzy and huzzy. Okay. All right, now let's check this one. Now let's check this one, y'all. I think we're pretty good. There we go. Wow, I missed a whole corner there. Okay. Little bit right there. Okay, and then I'm just going to go down with this here. Okay, the side's mostly straight. That's so weird. This is a weird sign. Let's use it. Hello, Miss Mary. Thank you for sprinkling, girl. Okay, there's that. Thank goodness it's got a truck on it, y'all. I about had it all wobber-jawed. Okay, there we go. Let me dry this for a quick sec here. And I'll most likely spray seal this with everything else we're about to do. How we doing? 23 minutes? Good morning, Babs. Okay, I think I might ought to spray seal it, because I'll have a bunch of junk around here. All right, now when you first hopped on, what I was doing was putting some instant coffee. I usually get mine from Dollar Tree, actually. Dollar Tree Craft Day. And this time I got it at Walmart because that's just where I was. And then I've got some Mod Podge. And I sprinkled, I mixed that together. Oh, and I had sprayed it with like a spray of water as well, so it wouldn't start to dry up on us. And we got this color, okay? So I'm gonna take that and set it off here. And then I'm gonna take this one. And I think it might be okay. And we're just gonna go around here. It's kind of the same color as the MDF. So like I said, you could paint behind your rice paper too, and it would brighten it up a little bit, but I knew I was gonna then try to darken it back down. I'm going right over those edges, y'all, that are white from the rice paper ripping. I'm going right over them. Did I do that up here? Doesn't look like it. And then we're gonna have to go here as well a little bit. This is just an old yogurt jar. I usually use them for crafts, but if I'm desperate and I need something to hold my stuff, I'll use them for that. I just like the rustic vibe that the flag and the truck were given. So I wanted to kind of go with that. Of course, I made way too much, so now I gotta do some more grubby projects. Gee darn. Okay. Okay. You could maybe pull this through as well in some spots, especially if it was a bright white rice paper. But it's really about the same color. Like I just did it and it's about the same color, except on these like white stripes. Maybe we'll get something there, but otherwise it's pretty good. Okay, so we've got that on there. Now what I want to do is I want to take Coffee First. Good morning, Gina. How are you, girl? I'll take Coffee First. Cinnamon sort of overtakes your projects. It is so fine, and oh, Mickey, he's so fine. He's so fine. He blew my mind. That it's fine. So I'm gonna try to get it heavier in some areas. So I usually do my coffee first. Then the coffee dries kind of shiny and different. So I like to have more than one thing on there. Okay, and I don't know, I pulled it through a couple areas, so just in case it hits on something, we'll do that too. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Then, I didn't fold my parchment paper, but, hey, then we are gonna sprinkle this, and I'm gonna try, I say this, see what happens, hold on. Me trying. It's just so fine and powdery that I try to be more sparingly with it because it will go straight. You can't even see your coffee through it, y'all. Ooh, that's a little much. Okay. How are we doing? I think we're doing pretty good. Hold on. I might have forgot about some things. Not fully covering it or nothing, but we'll just throw some on there. Some chunks in this cinnamon. I don't know what I did in the past, but there's chunks on it. Okay. And do we need any more coffee anywhere? I'll throw some here in case I get it on a spot that no cinnamon is on. But I think that's pretty good. This on here. I'm gonna dry first, low, and I'm gonna stay back up off of it before I like take off the excess. Not really doing much of it. Don't want it to move too much. And then you can even take like a sandwich bag or parchment paper or anything. And I'm just gonna, and pulling it straight up is just gonna add to the crazy. If it pulls up any coffee or anything in its spots, it might just make it look even more authentically old. Okay. All right, now I feel good about getting some of that excess off. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's put this here. Woo! And now, how does this go? How are we doing? 15 minutes? 16 minutes? Okay, so there's that. There's that. had the truck upside down. There is that. Ooh, I like that better than the wider. Okay, that's what we'll do. We won't do such a thing. Let me see. Yeah, I like that better, I think. Okay. Now, here's what I need to happen. I need to be able to make sure it's lined up, but turn it over. So, there is that. Let me see. I might just mark, because it'll be different shape, but I might just mark whereabouts I need it. Ish. Okay. I'm gonna turn it over. We're on parchment paper, so this should be okay. The back will be covered with either felt or craft paper. Okay. And then this one. I think we're pretty goodish. And then we're gonna take twine, I believe. Take some twine. And let's see, I think that should be enough. You could take wire too, be pretty. Okay. All this will be covered, so shouldn't be too bad. Okay, that's what I'll do. I will uniquely, hold on, hold please. Try not to move, buddy. Clean this up real quick. Now I have a couple embellishments. We'll see if we get to them. Let's clean you off, bud. Okay. Now we're gonna do the same thing here. Everybody good? I think everybody's good. I'm all focusy now. I haven't even had coffee yet, y'all. And my hair's frizzy because it's gonna rain for a month. My daughter has, I thought it was a callus. Now I'm thinking maybe it's a wart. I don't know, but something on her little foot. So we're gonna go get that checked out today. Okay, that's way too much, girl. That's way too much. Hold on. Okay. We're just, you know, we're making do with what we have. And what we have is the spray bottle that's gonna tip over. Okay, now that I got that one, it should be good. Little hanger. I thought this is a good idea to use some of our craft stuff, or our Dollar Tree craft stuff. I thought I had a lot more left. I do have a silver tray, and I do have one of those long trays, and then I had these. I don't know what I was going to do in the past, but apparently it involved mask taping that. And then I had this. And of course I do have some like embellishments and small pieces still from Dollar Tree. But the cinnamon's from Dollar Tree too, so that counts, right? totally. Okay. Okay, all right, okay. Now let's see how we did. We got the paintbrush in there, hold up. Forgot about the paintbrushes. All right. Let's see how we did, Joe. So that's how we did with our simple little sign. Oh, that's kind of cute. Oh, let me get it straight, hold on. Let's get you all on there straight, buddy. Whoa, hello. Now, once I spray seal this, it will probably darken up the cinnamon, which I'm gonna love. Oh God, I forgot to put Mod Podge all over that. Okay, so we do have a little bit of time. So what I'll do is, I had a Rusty Star I wanted to add. I kind of wanted to add the Rusty Star, y'all. I might do it. Okay, let me get the, and I have a bow. I have some fabric over here. But it would be like raggedy, so calm down. Let me see, here we go. Let me see what I like. I don't know if I want the Rusty Star up there with that or not. So I need to probably do this first. So I just have some different, this is Coffee Stain from Hobby Lobby. Some different fabrics. And let's see what we can do here. And then I have some, what's this called? Muslin. I have some muslin. Oh, hello, Miss Jeannie. I'm sorry I missed you, girl. This is what I really need to wear my dust mask for. Okay. So I've got some of those. Let's just see, because I don't know. And then we're not going to use this. That doesn't go with this project. I don't know how you snuck in there. This we have. Okay, woo! I have a longer piece of that that's not coffee stained. And I don't hate it. And then we've got this one, it's a little bit different. And we've got this, okay. All right, I think that's it. I do have some more of this we could throw in there. Let me do one more strip. Hold on, I don't like that. That's like where the seam is. We can't be having no nice seam. Hi Sandra, thank you for sprinkling, girl. I liked your beautiful little frame. I was watching you so intently, I looked up, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be hitting live in 1 minute. Okay, so, let's see. All right, so, kind of want, I almost want like a tassel look. I almost want like a knot of fabric. Now, hang on here. So, it can't be super crazy because I do want to stick with the simplest, like simplistic, rustic type of look, okay? And then maybe I'll do one of these. And where am I at? Where am I at? Don't know if that will, so I should probably do a long one too. Okay. How we doing? 7 minutes, we got this. I don't need them to all be the exact same size, but it'd be cute, I think, if we did something like this. And then, do I have a couple strands of that? Maybe one more here. Okay. I don't know. I can't, I know what I want, but I can't describe it. this will work. Hang on. And we might ought to tie it off with twine instead, but I'm going to try this first because this is what I actually want. I want this to be handmade looking, which I think it is. And this will just go right along with that. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Try to get some of this shorter. Try to rough it up a bit. Now let me see here. Sometimes you gotta look at it from this side here. Okay. I might have to finagle it, but I think I'm getting there. I think I'm getting there. There we go. There we go, guys. Okay, okay, all right, okay. Now let's see. So I've got this, right? And then I was thinking a Rusty Star, just because I love them. And they make everything better. And I haven't used one, I don't think, in a while. A while to me is 5 days. Okay. Let's see. Andrea, my house. Okay, so we've got this. And then we are going to throw on our Rusty Star. Let's see here. Is this nice and dry? It is. We're just going to kind of balance it out with that. And it's got the flowers. And then I'm going to hold this up for you guys, okay? Oh, it's 2 Rusty Stars. No, ma'am. Just one was invited. It's actually pretty flat already, which is where I'm trying to go with this. Now watch your ears, okay? I got a hammer. Okay. So that did a couple things. Flattened it out so that I have more surface area for my glue, of course, but also it kind of brought up some of that silver through that rusty. Can you see that? Okay. And then we're going to put her here. And I know that we can't really see it. But somewhere around here I used to stamp some things, and I used to have some stamp and ink, and maybe I don't no more, so maybe I ought to use this. Let's see. I'm going to go around the sides here, just super faintly, and not perfect at all. You could also use distress ink, permanent marker, whatever. Paint, duh. Could have used paint. All right, so I kind of went around it there, and now I'm just gonna kind of go over it to make it look old. But that way it's got a little bit of definition. It stands out from the background. Now, we're gonna do some tight bond. How are we doing? 2 minutes. Ah, hello, Tammy. I think I'm always like, I got this. It's not gonna take me no time. It takes me all the time, guys. It takes me all the time. And then some. I'm gonna do a dot of hot glue just so I can hold this up and show it to you. And I'm going to put it into my design. That's just where I want it, where I like it. If you do a bow, you could maybe do the center of the bow. Make sure I got her on there, and then clean up any excess tight bond, okay, that you see. So I'm going to try to squish this so that I can get any of that out of here. And then the tight bond in about 15 to 30 minutes will be fully cured and on here even better. But for now, at least I can hold it up and show it to you. Now the back will be covered with felt or craft paper, something like that. This I'm going to fiddle fart with so I can get it to stand like this, because that's how I want it to look. I don't know if y'all are seeing my vision here, but that's what we got, y'all. That's what we got. That is what we got today. I think that is gorgeous. Where's the star? There's the little star. Hello, Carolyn. Thank you, Eva. So you could take you a print and take you a cheapy looking Dollar Tree decor piece and redo it. And if you don't have this particular one, it don't matter. I almost use these. And I was going to use my rotary tool, but you can maybe even do it with these. And cut the arrows off, and I was going to use those, no problem. You could use anything that you got. Thank you, Robbie's Craft Corner. I appreciate that. Thank you, Miss Mary. I appreciate that. I think it's really pretty, you guys. And that's just Mod Podge and instant coffee. Grab some cinnamon. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that. Thanks, Shannon. Did I say good morning to you, Miss Tammy? I did see you. Red poppies. Aren't those cute? I think this is so sweet. So I got to get the back covered. I got to take some pictures and videos of it and get it posted. But I thought that was cute, you guys. It's 8:30. Let's go see who's next and what they're doing with their Dollar Tree item. And I will see y'all again on Tuesday, okay? Bye, guys.